All right, welcome back, guys. Today we're going to look at the kind of wrap up season 11. It's just about to end here. As you can see, as of this recording, it ends in 2 days and 7 hours, and I am all done. So we're going to look at my last couple of matches, talk about how it went, and just kind of break down what's going on with this season. So here's where I'm finishing at 1927. Rank 4137 currently. I feel like that'll hold through 3%. It hasn't been moving much. It's not near the border, which I think is where most of the action is, on the C2, C3 border and the C3, G1 border, which is over 100 points further up. So, feels pretty safe. Did a lot less matches than last season. Last season I did 417, which was the most I've ever done. And this season I did 248. And I had my best win rate I've ever had, 57.3, which I'm pretty happy with. I mean, I've been getting better and better at this single target nuke, not cleave strategy. Single target nuke is what I do. And it's been working really well. So, 142 and 106 is how I finished up, right at 2%. Let's take a look at some of my most recent matches. So, you can see there's a bunch where the rank doesn't change. That's because I was doing just fun matches in the noob room. But we've got a couple. Do we have a couple that matter, or have I done too many fun matches? So, I tend to do more fun matches than I do real matches, which is kind of weird. So, here's my last match that mattered. Let's go ahead and watch that. And we'll kind of break down what I'm up to. And we'll talk about what I want to do for next season. So this opponent is Chris. He first picks Ragdoll, which is probably a strategy most times. I go Sierra Bastet, which is kind of how I usually do. He goes Hathor Fran, very meta. I follow with my 2 single target nukers, and he goes Triton and Garo, which is probably not what he normally does. But he saw how fast I was, which was his problem. Probably. Usually the Ragdoll is going to serve him really well, but single target nuke just wrecks Ragdoll. It kind of counters regular cleave a little bit, because if the Ragdoll can survive, the whole Ragdoll team can go ahead and move after they get semi-cleaved by the first unit. Usually it takes multiple units to cleave them all down, but single target nuke doesn't care about Ragdoll. So more and more I've been doing the Escher first as a speed booster with the Second Awakening. It's really, really good because he's so fast, and it just kind of gets my team going. If I get 2 bar boosts, I get speed, I get to go first, I speed tune, and then I start nuking away. So we get the Ragdoll, and we get our second target. We'll take out the Hathor. And the reasoning there for taking out the Hathor is, if I leave the Hathor and kill anything else, it's going to be a lot of turn denial. Like, I'll lose so many turns. I'd rather take an equal number of turns. Or now that I have 4 monsters and they have 2, I'll take twice as many in theory. Procs not aside. Procs not aside? Is that a thing? Procs notwithstanding? That sounds better. So I do an early Massacre on the Garo, which I think was a bit of a mistake. But I wanted to kind of debuff him up and take off the attack buff to maybe let some of my units stay alive a little longer. We'll see. I'm also putting pressure on multiple units at once, so he can't just focus one or the other with his heals. I don't know. Probably not the best idea, but that's what I've chosen. Then we're buffing up again with speed, and we're finishing off the Fran. Now it's 3-on-1 on Garo. These units, I'd say, are pretty good against Garo. Odin takes Garo a while to kill, and he kind of has to kill him first. Escher is fantastic against Garo. This is one of my mistakes here. See, I hit him when he's not quite ready and let him live. Had I worked him down just a little bit more, that Massacre would have finished him off. But then we've also got the Bastet triple hit on her second skill, which is really, really nice for killing Garos. So I'm not super worried. It's possible to lose. It's just not super likely. So it's all about managing risk, right? You're not going to go into every match with every advantage possible. It's just, how do you mitigate the risks you might face as much as you possibly can manage. And so I'm going to fight a Garo. Like, I banned the Triton, right? Because I had 1 speed lead. If you ban my speed lead, his Fran plus Triton might outspeed my Escher. Not for sure. Tritons tend to be a little slower than you would expect. They can be really, really fast because of their base speed, but they have to build accuracy, so that kind of takes away their ability to get stats. Whereas other bar boosters don't really care. So I tend to not sweat too much on Tritons, but usually when people are picking Tritons late, they are saying my Triton's really fast, or at least threatening that their Triton's really fast. So that was my final match of the season. Chris is doing pretty well. Did I win this one? I don't think so. There's some that I can't win, but I really enjoyed playing just random people in Noob and stuff like that. So that's where I'm going to end up. Let's take a quick look at my Rta Rooms, because people always want to know the runes. Even if I showcase them in like several different spots, it's a new video and people don't know about my old videos, so let's show some runes. So here's Bastet. She's my pride and joy. She's plus 204, so 303 speed. Great defense, pretty good HP. My favorite kind of part of her is the 50 res, 50 accuracy. I don't have her on Will, and so the 50 res is sort of a Leo deterrent. I don't know a lot of Leos that have a ton of accuracy, so I'm thinking 50 res might help, but she's on basically my best runes, as good as I can make them. Unfortunately, that's a flat HP there, but what are you going to do? Draco is here. 305 speed, so again, pretty quick. Here are the runes. Good job, Draco. And then we'll get into my Sierra, which is also one of my units I really like. 71% accuracy, 230 speed, 22k HP, and like 3100 attack, which I think is super fun. This is my baby rune that I've told you guys about a lot. I mean, it's going to get all the pampering I can give it. Like, I'm not even going to give it one of these yet because I'm waiting for a legendary. I really want it to say over 50% attack, so that's my goal. And then if I can roll this higher than 8, I will. Just, it's really hard to do that. So there's that. This rune I think could be improved a little bit. It's got a lot of everything going on, but it's a broken, so in theory, I'll have something better than that. But the crit, the accuracy, the attack, like it's all good. And then here are my other runes. This one is also kind of a terrible rune. It's a legend, but it's like what? How? It's not a good legend rune, so sort of sad. And then this one I think can also be replaced. Yeah, it's a rare rune, so there's room for upgrades. And what's silly is I'm farming giants all the time, and I've not been able to upgrade this rune. So, what are you going to do? All right, other single target nukers we've got in order of runing. I tend to rune Kali first. Here's Kali. You can see that there. And then the Odin is on just shield, because I need him to have one buff, because after he buffs and a kill, he's at 5. Is kind of how I run him. Some people do shield will to start off with 2 buffs. I don't have that luxury. I cannot make the stats I need for him on shield will. But next for rune removal, he's going to go on Swift Shield, which I'm really excited about because these are some of my 2 best Violent runes, and they're stuck as broken sets. So we're going to free them up and make Covenant into a monster. Because he's currently, look at the 2 runes he's missing are the 2 runes that are on the other monster. So Covenant is going to get nuts after rune removal. I feel like right now he does like 42k, and after free rune removal he's going to do 45k. So pretty excited. Anyway, there's Covenant. Covenant's another one of my monsters. He's on Violent, which whenever I'm playing someone, and if there's commentary involved, like if I'm playing someone on Twitch or something, they're like, wait, he's Violent? Which, that's what I want. I'm happy with that. Here's the Garo. You'll notice he's got 2 of the new runes here. I feel like Vampire Nemesis is pretty essential. The Nemesis is just another little bit of keeping you alive. If they hit you hard enough to trigger your passive, you might as well get more than 50% bar with the Nemesis set. So that's my thought there. I bumped him up to 85 crit, even though it brought his damage down. He used to be at 70 crit with like crazy crit damage. His sustain is based on his damage, and so I feel like if he misses a crit, he might die. So I thought 85% crit was a smarter choice there, so he's on 85% crit. Megan is kind of sort of ruined, but Ashir took all her runes. So she's I know I'm going first 100%, so I feel confident using Megan. That's Megan's job. Ashir is, where's that guy? Here he is. So he's at, I believe, 312 with 50% accuracy. This rune is getting freed up with rune removal. Yes. This rune has been tied up broken on Ashir, and it's so sad. Because it's a great Violent rune. It'll speed up Hathor or whatever I want by quite a bit. So there's him. There's a couple other units that I guess we'll talk about briefly. They are in my plans for next season, so let's go and talk about that. Season 12. I'm going to keep on cleaving. It's not cleaving, I'm sorry. People say I don't mean cleave. You know what I mean. I mean kill everything. Single target nuke. Single target nuke. It's not cleave. Cleave is when a warrior cleaves several units at once in front of him, whereas I just murder them one at a time. So, single target nuke. Some plans for next season are this little guy who I call the secret weapon. His name is Taru. What's neat about him is he only needs 50% crit to 100% crit on his ignore defense, and he hits really hard. He's great. I like him a lot. He's 100% crit, nuke. I use him in Guild Wars already, but he's not quite ready, so we're going to rune him up a little bit different, but he's coming next season. This guy is coming next season. Whoa, he's hitting really hard, but he's not quite ready. He's going to be a speed lead for Ashir, also for 20-star. We'll talk about 20-star. No, it's 4-star and under, 4-star and under. We'll talk about that in a little bit, because that's coming up, and I want to compete in that, because that's really fun for me, taking all the 5-stars out of the game, right? I kind of run 4-stars anyway. Couple other plans coming up. I pulled this thing recently. It's clearly not going to be a rune with 200% crit damage. That was just for leveling. But I think I might be able to make some sort of stall arena defense, which I've never done. I'm thinking Ariel, Rena, Cammy, and then maybe another Rena, maybe? Something like that. Or Tyrannus, something interesting. So that's kind of my thought there. So she's kind of in my plans. And then the other pull I had today actually was this guy, Belial. He's currently leveling. I don't know. Interesting. I'm not sure where he fits, but maybe he'll have a spot. I don't know. We'll see. And then there's this girl. She's not quite ruined yet either, so that's kind of what I'm thinking for next season. So unless there's some massive balance patch that, has not been announced yet, I assume next season will be roughly the same. And my goal will be the same. It'll be to go first and start killing stuff and win or lose quickly, so that I like quick matches way more. I know I've said that a lot, but that's my favorite. So win or lose quickly, move on, and go to the next match. So that is my wrap up for this season. If I was to say any changes I would like to see in RTA, I think I've said it before, but the ranking system, how it used to be, was better in my opinion for my playstyle, which is don't use every sword. Like, I feel like I've seen people that use 1,000 swords in a season and have a win rate of like 50.5 or 51, and they're, G1, G2 just through slamming their head against the wall, which is fine. It kind of should reward people that play a bajillion matches, but it used to be that I could play not a lot of matches and do okay, because points weren't protected as much. If I beat someone quite a bit higher than me, they would get hit harder, which I know, people that play a lot and do a bunch of swords don't enjoy. So, I don't know. Until that changes, though, I don't really see myself pushing past C3 unless they make just a crazy skin and I, kill myself to use all my wings. I just don't see that happening. Anyway, that is my RTA wrap-up for the season. Hope it goes well for everybody. Smurf Week is this week, which is the worst. You're playing people. If you're losing to people that are lower than you but are faster and have Guardian Wings, I'm sorry. That's just the system. Their accounts and runes are better, but they're going to take all your points because they haven't played at all. So, Smurf Week, worst week. All right, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I will see y'all in the next video. Take care, everybody.